Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today we are going to have a look at an unmarked quest. Have you ever logged into the game, joined a server, and gotten a pop-up message that looks something like this? And this is what it reads. Inside this package is an unmarked map fragment. It has a small note attached. Urgent, Barry, take this to my shop, find all the pieces, and it's from someone FS. Now that message is actually due to an item in your inventory that you picked up. So this is the item in question, Mysterious Map Fragment Wren. At least it's Wren in this case. There are actually multiples of these and they'll have a different name at the end. Wren is just one of them. But when you have that in your inventory, you have a chance to have that message pop up. I haven't seen it to be consistent. It's not all the time, but occasionally you will get that message popping up when you join a server, and this is the reason why. And this map fragment is actually attached to an unmarked quest. So the note doesn't really tell you what you need to know to start the quest, but it does start right here in Grafton, and you actually want to go right to this pawn shop. It's not a marked location, but it is a pawn shop. It is, there's the big church right there. Grafton Station is in that direction. So basically, the easiest spot is just to go from Grafton Station, and it is on this second row of streets. And you can go right inside the door here, and this is an instanced area, so when you join it, you have to be, if someone wants to join it with you, you have to be the team leader, and then they can join your instance. Other than that, you're going to be all by yourself in here. Now, right inside the door, you can get a little clue that you're in the right place. I mean, number one, it does mention a shop in that message, but if you look at the mail here, let's, if this is the right one, it will say, nope, that's not it. Here we go. So we've got an eviction notice, but we have it is addressed to Flavia Stabo. And on that message, if you remember, it was from FS. So the message was from Flavia Stabo. So we are in the right place. And what you want to do is just go upstairs, wind around the stairs, and we have this sunken area down here. What we want is this black light right here. So you'll see other things, detective case files, army graduation papers. That's just stuff you can add to your inventory. It doesn't have anything to do with the quest. So turn on the black light, and right here, we have these words on the wall here. We have Gasman, Spelunker, Teach, Halo, Cryptid, and The Meat. And those are actually clues that will tell you where all the map fragments are. And you can see there are 6 in total. And those are the keys to the location, or the clues for the location. They're kind of generic, and it might take you a while to figure out where all of them are. I mean, Gasman, you can figure it's a red rocket, but there are a lot of red rockets in the world. Spelunker, it's a cave. Teach, probably a school. Halo, probably a church. Cryptid, that one after I found out where it was, I felt kind of dumb, but anyway. And The Meat, that could be whatever. So we're gonna go to all the locations, and I will just show you where they are. So the first location you want to go to is Morgantown. Well, you don't have to do these in any particular order, but the first location we are going to check out is Morgantown High School. So that would be for Teach. So we're going to just go in the front door here. And what we want is actually on the second floor. It's that direction. Not really any need to sneak here because, yeah, we're going to get discovered anyway. The character's not particularly stealthy. And I did change characters. I got to one that doesn't have any of the map fragments. And we go through this kitchen area down into where these 2 classrooms are. And we want the second door right here. And we want a terminal. It's a broken terminal right here. And this is the first package. This is actually Wren's map fragment, which is the message that we saw in the beginning. And when you pick up the map fragment, you will see the message. There is the pop-up message that you'll get sometimes when you log into a server. So we have map fragment number 1. There are 6 in total. So the next location we want is actually the Red Rocket Mega Stop at the top of the map. You can see it's right by the pumpkin house. And what you actually want is the Red Rocket Station that's across the street. See, there's the main buildings, the big sign. So in relation to the big sign, we want the inside of the filling station here. And we're going to be right on the counter. There's the cash register. And right here on the other side of the radio is another Mysterious Map Fragment. This time it is for Barry. And you can see the message you get is exactly the same. It's just a different name. So instead of Wren, it says to Barry. The next location we want is in the Mire. It is called Haven Church. You can see it is just south of Dyer Chemical. Right there. It's right by the road. And you'll hear the organ music playing, especially as you get close. And I like to go right inside this open door over here. There'll be a ghoul or 2, I think. Oh, or blood bugs. Okay. It's been ghouls every time. Oh, there's a ghoul as well. So yeah, you can find all kinds of stuff, and maybe vats will be broken. But yes, there'll be some enemies in here. So you want to go right into this room with the pulpit. Is that what that is? Or lectern or something like that. There is another blood bug, doesn't see me. And there'll be another ghoul right here. And right on the counter, we have another mysterious map fragment for Jessica. And I suppose you could actually go, yeah, you could actually go right inside the, so you can just go right inside the front door. That's another way to do it. But here is another map fragment. We get the same message, only it says it's for Jessica this time. So the next location we want is the General Steakhouse. That would be the meat. And it's right across the street from Marabco Research Center. It's near Camp Venture. It's kind of at the top of the Cranberry Bog. And it is full of super mutants. So you want to go right inside the front door, painted wood door here. And usually there's a super mutant right there. But maybe we could sneak around because really what we want is actually in here. We want the bar. That's what we're looking for, the bar area. Right here on the edge of the bar, by the cash register again, we have another mysterious map fragment, and this time it is for Finn, and we'll get the same message, only it'll be to Finn. So the next location we want is Uncanny Caverns. It is at the kind of the bottom of the forest, right above the ash heap. That would be the Spelunker clue. And we actually don't go into the caverns. We are just headed to this, I think it's the first building. Sometimes there's mole rats out here, sometimes there's crickets. Inside, kind of the same deal, but we want the gift shop. So the building that says gift shop is what we want. So once we go in the front door, there's always going to be something in here. This time it was mole rats. I've seen cave crickets. That's pretty common. But we just want to go into this first area, the first building. And right on the counter, there's another cash register there. And you can see there's the Mothman Museum poster. And right here, we have a map fragment for Constance. Pick that up. We get our message. And now we have 5 out of 6. And the last location we need for a map fragment is Point Pleasant, and this is for the cryptid clue. And what you want is the Mothman Museum. If you don't know where that is where we're headed now. There'll be a few cultists. The problem with this area, I mean, you could totally stealth it in, which I probably should have done, but it's more fun just to fight everything in the world. So let's pretend I did this stealthy the whole time and I didn't have to fight a bunch of cultists. The problem is it just takes too long because they're on the rooftop and whatever. So I will sneak in with this, and we want this Mothman Museum. It's just right here. Big Mothman painted on the sign right next to the Mothman statue. And what we want, now this is behind a locked door. I think it's a level 1. Yep, a level 1 lock, and there is a Mothman inside, at least one. There might be a couple, so we want to dispatch them. We don't have to, but might as well. And right here on the counter, again, next to, let's see here, let's go into first person view. Right here on the counter next to a cash register, again, we have the last map fragment that we need, and this one is to Fernando. And there's our message. And once you have all of the pieces, you come back to the pawn shop. And so the area where the black light was projecting before, see, we have this this board here, and it wants us to add incomplete or add map fragment. And when you do that, you only have to click once, and it'll put all the map fragments up. Now, a note on this: suppose you don't want to do the quest, and you just have a map fragment in your inventory. You want to get rid of the message. You can actually come up here and just put up 1 or 2 or 3. However many you have in your inventory, you can put them up here. It'll remove them from your inventory, and you won't get that message anymore. So even if you don't want to do the quest, just to get rid of a fragment, you can come here and do that. So once we have that, looks like we have a map or a partial map. And if we hit the black light again, you can see the clues are still there, but now we have a map with an X on it right next to the 5 there. We also have a code. Now this code will be different for any character that you do. So this is not a static code. So every character has their own. And the way you read that is left to right, top to bottom. So the code is actually 456652. And you can see the X, it's kind of at the top of the map. You could see maybe that's in the area of the, maybe above the Red Rocket Megastop, kind of past that point. There's not a whole lot on this map. There is the lake, that's over by the power plant in the mire. At least that's what I think that lake is. That looks like it about fits. But there's not a lot to distinguish, to tell you where you need to go, but the X is what we're headed for. That is our target. So where we're actually headed is called Mysterious Cave. You can see we had the compass on the map, so it is kind of accurate to where the where that map fragment was. So this is the lake. It was by Thunder Mountain Power Plant. So this is the lake that's on the map. But this is what you want, the Mysterious Cave. And if you just go right inside there, there's some stairs up. Usually there'll be enemies down there. This time we have Liberators. Sometimes it's Super Mutants. So if we go in here towards the Mysterious Cave, this opening, and we have a keypad. And this is where our code comes in handy. So we put in the code 456652, and there we go. This happens, it opens it up. There's a laser grid that we'll be able to go through as soon as these doors open. There we go. And now we're in an elevator. So if we just enter, this is Vault 79. Now, once you're in here, this was actually put in as a teaser quest for the Wastelanders update, which actually added in the Vault 79, the raid for the gold, where you do with either the settlers or the raiders. And this was just put in as kind of a teaser. So you come in here, there's just a trailer. There's a bit of junk in here. There's not that much. This is not some place to come to loot a bunch of things. There's not much, but there is Vault 79 there. You can't do anything with it. So this is definitely just a teaser quest. And you can just kind of look around. There's not a whole lot to see, a lot of crates that you can't interact with. There's a terminal up here. The terminal just has some security logs. There's nothing all that interesting on those terminals either. But this is it. All the map fragments kind of lead you to here. And if you've already done the Wastelanders quest line, you've done the Vault Raid, then this is kind of something you've already done. Or a place that you've already been, rather. And there you have it, the unmarked quest, Treasure Unknown. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.